Hello, my name is Donnell Buggs. I'm the director of Bigger and Better Business for Kappa Upsilon Sigma Chapter, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity. You're here once again to celebrate August, which is Support Black Business Month, and I'm here with another owner of a Black-owned business right here in the historic town of Mount Holly, New Jersey. I'm sitting here at Dickey's Barbecue Pit with the owner, Mr. Luciano Dixon, and he's going to tell us a little bit about Dickey's and what services they have to offer. So, Mr. Dixon, welcome.
Hi guys, my name is Luciano Dixon. I'm the co-owner of Dickey's Barbecue Pit right here in Mount Holly. We just opened about 4 months ago. The only barbecue place around. I don't know if you noticed. I mean, you've been in the area for a while, so we just wanted to make sure that this town had a good barbecue spot that would, stay and last.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we're just going to ask you a few questions to really get everybody an opportunity to know who you are, what Dickey's is really all about. So tell me a little bit, Mr. Dixon. Can you tell us about your experience in the restaurant industry and how you became a franchise owner?
Okay, so let's take it back. I've been in the restaurant industry for over 10 years now. I've literally worked my way up from line cook to management, and I mean, as you can see now, business owner. It's been a long road and full of challenges, obviously, from just learning how to be a employee to manage, and now the boss that has to, run everything and make sure things get done right. So, I mean, I thank God that I'm not in this by myself, and I have a partner with me that, is really supportive of me. And I try to take all the lessons I've learned over the years and apply them here, and not just try to, how do I say this? Do this, do that, do this, do that. I learned over the years that kitchens need to, it's like cooking, just like everything here, like low and slow. You got to take things slow and slow.
That's awesome. So you literally started from the bottom and now you're here.
Yep.
Right? You started as a cook and built yourself up over a period of time.
Exactly.
I'm curious, what made you choose this particular franchise?
Well, if you look at, the area, there's no barbecue out here. We are the only barbecue spot. I mean, there was maybe a food truck here or like a little vendor there, but there was no actual solid place where you can come there, sit down, enjoy with your family some solid barbecue. When was the last time you went to a cookout or things like that don't really happen anymore. And we just want to bring the community together, bring the people together, and just, because no matter how you feel, eating some good barbecue, you always feel a little better after.
That's right. That's a good point. So you're right. You see different food trucks around, but never actually see an official building that serves barbecue. That's awesome. And I'd like to talk a little bit about your menu later on. Starting from the bottom, working your way up now to being a franchise owner. What would you say have been some of the challenges you faced as a franchise owner, and how have you overcome those challenges?
Well, some of the tough challenges have been working with the franchise sometimes, because there are certain things that my customers would like, and I can't provide just because of the franchise. But one thing I've learned on the business aspect is that these are conversations that I can have with the franchise, because we live in an area where certain things are demanded of us, and these are things that I can possibly make and things that are profitable for us in a franchise. So I've learned that, okay, I do my research, I learn my market, I put together a well-written, let's just say, report of why I need X, Y, Z done, and then we take it from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So interesting. Okay. So putting a lot of work into it takes a lot of work.
Yes.
Okay. How do you select and train your staff to maintain the brand standards and values of the franchise? I mean, when I came in, I was treated with respect. I felt comfortable, meeting some of your staff. How do you maintain that standard for your franchise?
Honestly, it's a real checks and balances system, because I mean, anybody's had a job where they've liked it or didn't like it. I've been at jobs where, I mean, obviously I've had both, and once I became a manager years ago, even as my first management position, I seen how different things get and how certain managers treat people. And I learned from that instantly. And I've seen, well, I need to do better with my employees and my staff. I need to make sure that when they come to work, they don't hate their jobs and they understand, like, this is the job we have to do it. And this is why we have to do it. Okay. So I try to keep that stern attitude, but at the same time, try to do what I can to, like, keep it fun and exciting. Even sometimes, like, customers will walk in and hear me say, wipey, wipey, cleany, cleany, like, just to, like, not to say, like, hey, stop what you're doing and just clean, you know?
Right. So not really being the overbearing manager, but also just bringing some life, some humor.
Yes.
So it keep it fun.
Exactly.
Making it an enjoyable place to work, it sounds like.
Exactly. So my staff doesn't hate coming to work and doesn't show up to work every day like, oh, man, we got to. So you can come to work and smile because once you're happy, now you're working happy, and then my customers see that too, and now it's like everybody's, I personally think that it's almost like a scent in the air you put out. Like, so if you were to walk into my staff, everybody was just, oh, man, welcome to Dickey's. Nah. If people would walk out, you wouldn't have that. You wouldn't have a nice review to come back to. You would probably wouldn't have this conversation right now. So it's like, I would love for people to come in and see that and just enjoy the time here. Like I said, this is partially why we got this barbecue place, because it's like, it's barbecue. It's family friendly. It's right. You can't be mad at a barbecue.
Right,
you know?
Right. I think most people enjoy a good barbecue, but also it kind of reminds people of family celebrations, right? So wonderful. Okay. How do you stay updated with the latest industry trends and innovations to keep your franchise competitive?
Now, see, that's where we get tough. But it's tough because it's not just how things were how things used to be. Nowadays, we have social media. We have, I'm just gonna say, social media is the biggest factor we have, and utilizing that tool is something that I'm just now becoming more familiar with. Because we all have social media. Probably have a Facebook, Instagram, but even me, I don't like to post that much on my own stuff.
Okay.
But having this business and learning that, dang, this is where everybody is. This is where I need to go out to connect with people. We got Instagram, we got TikTok. Actually, later after this, I don't know if you want to be part of it, but we're doing a TikTok later, just to promote the store. And even now with the networking Q event that we're throwing on August 11th, that's just a big way for us to get, one, our name out, two, market, and three, help the community too, because it's not just for us, it's for everybody too. And that's why we're not charging anybody to come by and network, and it's all free. All we ask, once again, is just, hey, bring a piece.
Awesome. That's wonderful to hear. And I would like for you to share that date in just a minute of when that event is taking place. In what ways would you say you engage with the local community or support local initiatives?
Well, any way we can, honestly, because as a new business, this is why I'm doing this right now, just so I can say, like, hey, I don't have or necessarily know the avenues to take to where I can be of assistance to you, but this is what I know I can do. So if you want to come promote your business, anything, you have anything you're a part of that you want to, hey, leave a business card here. We don't mind it. Come talk to us. Come leave a flyer or something. We welcome it. Just because, once again, we are a new business. I see how hard it is to start, network, get the word out there. Even the way my store is set up and located, it's a little rough because driving by it, you don't necessarily see it. So if I can do anything to just make us pop more and even help people that are struggling or in the same situation, then I think I kind of just won.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I can say that I really like about Dickey's is that where it's located, because even though you say that, the location, but people actually will see, and you have great parking, which is also a plus. Nobody wants to try to find parking for 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
And that's one thing I appreciate about how we are. And this is why I want to shed light on this store, because I think we have an amazing store here. I do my best to make sure the food's high and good, the store stays clean, and then when you come in here, it's good service.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I just think personally that one of the aspects we slack on is just marketing and getting the name and word out. Okay. So once again, I know I've just, as a business owner now, I see that I'm not the only one with this issue. So if I can do anything to bring the people together and then spread the word of not just my business but everybody else's.
Absolutely. Okay, that's a good point. Now, from my understanding, it was brought to my attention that you actually come from a military background, family, actually. How does being brought up in a military family play or contribute to your success as a franchise owner?
The sternness, the sternness. So my dad was in the military my whole life. He retired when I was about, I want to say 23, 25, somewhere between 23 and 25.
Okay.
And he was always adamant about just being successful and just doing what you had to do to get where you needed to be in life. So, sorry, when it came to just even running the store and handling my employees, I always tried to be stern, but not too stern to where I would remind myself of my dad, because as a parent and even a child, I mean, I don't have any kids, but I mean, I just know as a child, and everybody's been in a situation where your parents tell you to do something and it's like, nah,
Right.
you kind of want to just blow it off, but then it's like, I had to find a way to get that parental sternness, but get you to understand that I'm your manager, not your parent. I need you to get this done for your job.
Right.
This is what I'm paying you for.
Right.
But also not come off like more like a shaking hand instead of a gentle, like a heavy fist. You know?
Yeah, definitely. So what I'm hearing is the firmness, also the structure, right? Not being overbearing,
Yeah.
right? But being assertive to make sure that the job is that you can have fun, you have a good time, but also making sure that business is handled.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Mr. Dixon, last question.
Oh man.
What advice do you have for those who might be interested in opening up a franchise?
That, I mean, might be the easiest question for me personally, just because I think it's just research. So know the franchise and know the area. For us, it was a bit easy because once again, there's no barbecue spots around here. There is a lack in, I feel like, I'm not going to say diversity, but I've lived out here for most of my life in the Willingboro area. I moved, but came back for the store, obviously.
Okay.
And so, even so, I've never had brisket out here.
Wow.
Until the store opened.
Wow.
So, I've never had ribs that are just melting and falling off the bone. So it's like, this type of food was not here until we got here. So the fact that we were the ones that got to bring it here is like, so when thinking of a franchise that you want to buy or get into, try to think of things like that, things that won't be in the area. Like, there's a million McDonald's going down this road. You'll see one every 10 minutes or so.
Right.
But at Dickey's, you're not going to see for another 30 minutes at least.
That's true.
And then it's a franchise that, I mean, it flourished in Texas. I mean, obviously you've seen it, like, been around since 1941. It's done good for itself. And we believed in it enough to know that we have the skills to maintain the food that they provide. We have the talent, and that we're going to put the effort in to make sure, like, our meats get smoked daily, our food's crisp, like, everything it's just a simple choice of knowing what you can and what you can't do with something you've been given. So it's like, if I give you a car, and maybe it might not be the best car, but it can get you to work and back. Cool. Right. But now you don't have faith in it to take you to, I don't know, the next state over. Right. Don't get that franchise. Right. Now, if you do think like, oh yeah, well, this is the car that'll get me across the country, that's what Dickey's was for us.
Wow. That's wonderful. That's awesome to hear. So make sure that you're doing your research, for those who might be interested in opening up their own franchise. Don't be intimidated of the things that you have to put into it. Here's a man who has shown and proved that you can do it. You can start from one end and end up in another, being successful. Congratulations to opening up Dickey's. I know personally I enjoyed the brisket. I'm about to get me a chicken sandwich right before I leave out of here. Come support Black-owned businesses. Come by Dickey's Barbecue Pit, Mount Holly, New Jersey. You won't regret it. Is there anything else that we need to know of Mr. Dixon before we wrap things up? I know you have your event coming in. Just tell us a little bit about the date of the event, the time, and if there's a website, if anybody wants to visit and kind of check out your menu, how to get in contact with you.
Got you. So see this? Our event's going to be August 11th. There's going to be a QR code at the top corner right here. You can scan this QR code. It'll give you all the information towards the event. And it'll also have a link to the website, dickeys.com, where you can find our menu on there. Also, like at the bottom of here, we're going to have our time and dates wherever it's located. Also, I need everybody to understand that Once again, we will have business tables out here. There will be a description in there, but for those who want to skip over the description, just know that all I ask is everybody come early. If you have a stand that you want to set up for yourself, if you have, let's just say, things that you need to put up just to set up for your own marketing, please come early. The event starts at 4 o'clock. I welcome everybody to come at 3 just to set up, just to make sure that they have what they need ready for when the event starts, so they're not, fumbling and or stepping on anybody else's toes while we're, starting the event.
That's a good point.
You know,
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much. You can find this interview on our PBS KUS.net website. That's PBS KUS, that's one word, .net / bigger, better, and business under the Adopt a Business section. You can see this interview. You can also find it in our newsletter, and you'll also find it in other social media sites. Brother Dixon, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Much success. See you soon. I want to see you at Dickey's every day of the hour, ordering your food. Enjoy yourself. Tell your friends. Tell your family about August 11th, 4 p.m. You're not going to regret it. Thank you. Have a great day.